Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? Well, this is the end of the first full week of 2020 for me. Not the week I was looking for, but if I go back and look at the last 4 years, this is about par for the course. Now, last year was a little bit different because I was like trading two accounts. I was adding some stuff to it. We had a lot of volatility. Um, Stocks were trending all day, and it made for a pretty good all day holds. I could trade the larger price stocks, but overall, the market's usually slow going into the last couple of weeks before going into earnings season. So it's not odd for it to be the way it is. I don't have a lot of stocks with earnings catalyst. Well, I don't think I had any this week with earnings catalyst that I traded. And I'm trading stocks that I don't normally trade. I'm trading stocks with catalysts that I don't normally have to trade. And I probably should have just sat back and left these alone this week, but I was here, I traded, but it is what it is. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in a minute. But I want to share this quote with you guys. Though no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. In trading, we can't go back and change everything that we've done and get the money back that we lost, or we can't start from scratch. But we can start from now, wherever we are, wherever our account is, and make a brand new ending. Now, this is a philosophy I start every day with. I start every day where I am, regardless of where my account is, whether it's up, whether it's down, doesn't matter. I start where I am with what I have, and I try to make that day have the best ending possible. That's what I'm looking for. So, I just wanted to share that with you guys, that it might help you going into your day every day. That, hey, you just start from where you are, and let's make the day be the best day we can. Let's see how good we can end the day and move on from there. All right, so today, dancing with Roku again. Now, we did something a little different today. We traded some volatility out of the open. And I was trying to kind of talk you guys through it this morning as to what I was doing. I know it caught some of you by surprise, but I wanted to catch that volatility that this stock has early. Now, if it started to turn around and break the high, I would have been out. And, minimal risk on this. It's not that I had a tight stop, the volatility stop, everything worked out to where it would be just above this candle here. So if it broke the high, it kind of broke the strategy. You could have traded this 2 minute, 1 minute opening range breakdown, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. It would have worked. Anything would have worked on this morning. But we got out, knocked some profit off the table, and I took 2/3 off, and it came on down. I took another piece off here. I left 50 shares on to see where it was going to go. Really could have taken it off here because the actual trend broke here. But I just left it on because my goal was for it to reject somewhere and I add to it. But it just never materialized. So I ended up getting stopped out here at break even. But still a really decent trade. I think, let me see, 132, 131, 129. Should have been about, I should have made a little over $300 on this. So not a bad trade here. So we waited and waited and waited for this to settle. And I didn't want to get faked out. Okay, a lot of times, this is why I didn't jump in here, because I was waiting for the bounce. And if you guys were listening, this is exactly what I was telling you. That I'm not going to jump in here. I'm waiting for the bounce. I'm waiting for a solid rejection. And that's what we got right here. We kept trending down. We got a nice solid rejection. It looked good. I felt all of the fake outs were done. And sure enough, as soon as I get in, this thing starts to creep up. And we push through this level again. But didn't break the 20. Kind of rolled the 20 back down. We made a nice move down. And then it just immediately got bought up. And it looked like we were grinding up. And again, here I had tunnel vision. Instead of me looking at the overall thing, I drew this trend line here, and I'm looking at this triangle right here. And all I'm thinking is higher lows, and then I'm like, right here we made a higher high relative to this. Look at the overall trend. But I'm looking at this. Got tunnel vision. This is the rookie mistake. It's hard. It's just gonna happen sometimes. It's gonna happen sometimes. And I got it and ended up spooking myself out. And then, when it showed that this wasn't gonna hold, jump back in, and then we get a pop up here. But it closed above the level. It popped up, it closed above the level, but it never claimed it. This candle never made a new high relative to this candle. Actually, the high of this candle is the same price as the high of that candle. And it was only there at the open. This candle opened and then it just kept selling. So if this had traded higher than this candle, then that would be, we're claiming the 20, time to take the trade off, and we're done. But didn't get faked out on this move, and it came on in. It worked its way down, hit my first target, and didn't quite get the fade I wanted going into the close, but ended up taking it once I got back from picking my son up. Got back late. Usually I get back late on Fridays, but luckily this was still trading, and I was able to take my 100 shares off the table. Back here it was like 413. But all in all, a pretty good day. Was patient, and we quietly, and I say quietly, brought in 617.26. If I could quietly do this every day, I would do it. And the bad thing about it is that had I just focused on ROKU every day for the last 2 weeks, I'd have made a ton of money. A ton of money. Just focusing on that one stock. So as long as we're slow, and as long as ROKU is going to stay volatile every day, then you can best believe I am going to be all over it. I'm going to be all over it. But let me check something here. And there, like I think I said this before, there are people that trade Apple every day, people that trade Netflix every day, Facebook every day. All of these stocks that have big ATRs. I think ROKU has almost a $7 ATR, which is pretty cool. But really nice way to end the week. All right, so on this, what I'm going to do this year, just for this month, not any other month. I just want to prove a point. I want to show you that accuracy doesn't mean shit. It doesn't. Sorry. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a daggum thing. All it does is cause you to trade like crap. Because all you're doing is trying to focus on your on your accuracy. And that's not the way to trade. It causes you to take trades off too early, not allow trades to work. and you end up not making any money. You can have a 60% accuracy rate, 70% accuracy rate, and end up negative. That's not the focus. The focus is coming in every day, executing your trade plan. If it doesn't work that day, so be it. Let's come back tomorrow and let's execute it tomorrow. Let's execute it the next day and the next day. It's about being consistent. The market is inconsistent. The only constant that we can have in the market is ourselves and how we execute our strategy in the market. That has to be consistent. If we keep chasing this strategy, that strategy, this strategy, this person, that person, this person, I'm going to do this, do what he does. I'm going to do what he does. I'm going to do what she does. And you wondering, you've been doing this for 2 years and you wonder why you can't get anywhere, why you're not profitable. You got to pick a spot. You got to pick a spot and you got to stick to it and you got to give it everything. And then if it doesn't work, you got something to say about it then. But you gotta give it that honest 120% effort. So here's my numbers from this week. 1 win and 2 losses on Monday, 89.69 in the red. 1 win, no loss. And I'm saying win. I don't use these terms, but I'm just saying win as stocks trades that made money. So 1 win and 0 losses on Tuesday for 329.08. Wednesday was a bad day. 3 losses in a row, 0 for 3. 488.33 red, which is not bad because this is telling me that I managed my risk. Thursday, 1 win, 1 loss, green $232.94. Tells me because I'm green like this, it tells me I managed my risk. Today, green on all both trades, 617.26. So nice, pretty nice gains here. Overall, I'm 5 wins and 6 losses. Accuracy at 45%. But I brought in $601.26 this week. Our focus is not going to be on accuracy. It's going to be on our equity curve. Because that's going to tell us when we are screwing up. When our equity curve starts going the wrong way, when we stop making money, or we become stagnant, we can see it on that curve. A lot of times before we see it, if we are doing our reflection, we know it already. It's there. So we did it all last year. I'm going to be doing it again this year. I'm trying to drive that point home. We focus on our equity curve. Are we adding money to our account every week? If we're not, we need to start looking at our journal and figure out what we're doing wrong. And if you don't have a strategy or one that you use or a group of strategies that you use every day, then that could be the problem. If you're going from one to the other, forward, backwards, then you'd be in trouble. But, you'll see as we go along this year, this is what we're going to be focusing on. All right, so I took DKS off. As I, excuse me, as I looked at this today, I analyzed it at lunch. I realized that I got in this on Monday, and not one day this week have we gone over a point. I have not gained a point at any time during the week on this trade. And it's been 4 days. Wasting my time. Now, it may rip next week, and that's fine. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these stocks that I could get in 3 to 5 days max and have some gains. I have nothing. You're looking at, let's say I got in what's this, 48.11 average, and then I closed out at 48.38. I mean, terrible. Terrible. No, just practically no gains with a couple of cents. And that's not what I look for. So I had to bail on it. I want to go into cash over the weekends, and we start fresh on Sunday. Scanning, and then Monday morning looking for trades to get into. But this was very disappointing. This looked like it had a lot of promise. Getting in it that day and the way it ran. But then by lunchtime, we were right back to where we started. And, that was disappointing. It's really disappointing. This is the daily chart. You can see I was trying to catch this channel. Now, I can drop this down and catch this and take it off for the bottom of this candle. But it's this level here that it just has not been able to push yet. And this is not the account that I want to have 3 weeks trying to wait for this to gap up. So killed it. We're starting fresh on Monday. But that's all I got for you guys. We'll see where we go. The jobs report came out today, not very good, or it missed estimates. So, I don't know how that's gonna go into next year. If that's gonna kill consumer sentiment, that's 70%. Consumer spending is 70% of our GDP, and if the consumers are not feeling it, then we're gonna be in bad shape. So we'll see. We will see. All right, guys. So you guys have a great weekend, and I will catch some of you on Sunday morning. The rest of you, I will see on Monday.